Hey, my name is Sandra and this is my beauty space, at least what I try to make of it. Today I'm going to teach you how to do a super simple smoky eye with a nude lip. I did use 3 different palettes and this is actually my first YouTube video, so I am playing around with the frame, with the lighting. So as far as how great this video goes, it is my first one, so trial and error, right? Anyways, I did use 3 different palettes for this look. I know that's kind of crazy, but I used the Morphe 350 for my transition shades, and then I used the Jaclyn Hill palette for pretty much the dark and the shimmery color that I put on the eyelid, and then just a little bit of the Kylie Cosmetics bronze palette, and I used the color, I believe, Topaz. Topaz, and that was pretty much it on my brow bone, just so that it could highlight it. Besides that, everything else, super affordable makeup. You can find it pretty much at the drugstore. Like I did say, I am playing around with this, so I might be out of frame in some areas of the video, and I will go ahead and link everything that I used on the description bar below. If you are not a subscriber yet, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and help your girl out. Anyways, if you guys want to see how this video came about, just go ahead and keep on watching. Alrighty guys, we are gonna move forward with the video. So I have already primed my face. I went ahead and used the Hangover RX by Too Faced. I have noticed that that keeps me matte all day and my makeup does not go anywhere. So I like using that. Then for my transition shades, I went ahead and picked up the Morphe 350 palette, and I am using the color Orb and Tan on a Morphe M535 brush. Just windshield wiper motions, swooping it across the eye, just making sure that all the edges are blended and it looks nice and soft. The next color I'm picking up here is the color Pure. It is a nice shimmery shade. I just wanted to have a little bit of glitter, but not anything too chalky. Too chunky on the eyelid, so this color was perfect for it. So I went ahead and swooped it all over the lid and just gave it a good coat on the top. Then I went back in with my blending brush. This is a different one. It does not have a name, but I went ahead and used this one to just kind of clean up the edges and just buff it all out. Next, I am taking the color from the Jaclyn Hill palette called Central Park, and I am putting this right in the center of the lid, just kind of swooping it up, but just halfway. I have smaller eyelids, so I just wanted to make sure that I wouldn't shut my eye out completely. Then over top, I am going over Meeks. Meeks is a little bit glittery, so I thought that would be really pretty and complement the color Pure that was right under it. And then just to emphasize the color a little bit more and add a little bit more depth, I went ahead and added Soda Pop. That one is kind of like a brown black, and so it was just perfect because it wasn't too dark. And then I went ahead and grabbed my Morphe M535 brush again, and then just swooping it over and blending over the top of that, just to make sure we have no harsh edges. Then taking a smaller brush, I went ahead and put Pure back into the tear duct, and just making sure that it can go ahead and open up the eye a little bit more, since we are using some dark colors on the lid. Just want to keep the eye open and doe-eyed. Then just kind of going back in with a little bit of Abyss. This will just kind of darken up a little bit the eye, and I just wanted to have a little bit more color. I'm taking my Maybelline Fit Me foundation in Matte and Poreless. It's color 322 Warm Honey. I am just buffing this all over the face and just blending it out, making sure that I get all of the areas that need some coverage, because girl, you bet I need some coverage. Anyways, right after that, we are going to go ahead and finalize the blending. And I am picking up my Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the color Sand. It does look a little bright on camera, but that's just because I am still playing around with my lighting, guys, so I have not gotten it down yet to figure out, you know, where would be the best lighting for me to film. But in person, as you will see towards the end of the video, and in my intro, the color looks great. So it is definitely a good concealer. And I'm just going to go ahead and buff that in with my Beauty Blender. This is the Real Techniques sponge. Alright, so let's just go ahead and continue to buff it in, make sure everything is blended in evenly. Then I am going to go ahead and grab my LA Girl Pro Conceal in color Beautiful Bronze. This is such a pretty shade. I love using this. It's such an affordable cream contour and it's super easy to work with. I like to put it on my cheekbones, on my nose, forehead, and on my jaw. And then I like spraying my brush with the Mario Badescu spray. It's rose water, and just buffing it in. It definitely helps help move the product so that it gives you a flawless look. And then once we buff that in on the perimeters of our face, for my nose contour and the lip, I like using a precision angled brush, and I just like buffing that in. I think this works better than a big brush. Then I'm going to go ahead and highlight a little bit more with the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Yellow Corrector. I know it looks intense on camera, but it really is a pretty finish. I just love the highlight that it gives under the eyes and around the face, and especially when you have contoured. So to set all of that, I'm going to go ahead and use my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. The color is Fair Light, number 10. And then I'm just going to go ahead and use the beauty sponge to apply this under the eyes, on the chin, on the forehead, and on my nose, so the T-zone. This just helps keep my makeup intact. I do have oily skin, so this just kind of helps keep things together throughout the day. If I don't do this, I have realized that it just, you know, doesn't work out for me. Then I'm going to go ahead and take my bronzer. This one is the Milani Soleil bronzer, number 5, and an angled brush. I'm just going to go ahead and buff this into my cheeks, my jawline, and my neck. Pretty much the same areas that I contoured, just to, you know, soften up the look. I, again, don't want anything too defined, but I still want the bronze to come out. I know on camera it might look a little orangey, but you will see the result at the end of the video that it all just looks perfect. Then I am taking a small angled brush again, and then I'm just going to go over the cream contour on my nose, over with some powder just to set that in place. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab my Wet n Wild Apricot in the Middle blush, and just a blush brush, and I'm going to go ahead and just dust that all over the cheeks and give myself a little bit of color just so that it complements the eyes. Then taking the Kylie Cosmetics the bronze palette, I'm just picking up the color Topaz, and I'm just going to go ahead and put that on the eyebrow so that I can go ahead and give it a little bit of highlight. For highlight, we're going to go ahead and use the Revolution Pro Illuminate shimmer. This is so good, you guys. It's so affordable, and it looks so pretty. It is the perfect gold champagne-y color. It kind of reminds me of Champagne Pop, but this is a little bit more subtle, which I like a little bit more subtle highlights. I just don't like them too overpowering, but I go ahead and put that on the bridge of my nose, on my Cupid's bow, and on my cheeks. Sometimes I do it on the forehead. It just depends on my mood. Next, I am going to go ahead and do lips. So for lips, I am using the Rimmel London lip pencil. I honestly am looking at it right now, and it does not tell me what color it is. It just says it's number 2, and I am just going to go ahead and give it a slight contour just to kind of make our lips a little bit more pouty. And then right over top, I'm using the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. This is the shade London, and it is beautiful. I just love having nudes that that have more of an orangey brown undertone, and this one did it for me. So this is kind of one of my go-tos. The only downside to this is that it doesn't wear very long. It just, I don't know, like after drinking something, like it'll come off, so you do have to reapply. Then we're just gonna go ahead and finish the eyes. I'm just going over the same colors that we used on the lid. I am putting those right at the bottom. So I'm using Central Park, Meeks, and Orb at the bottom. And then just for the darkness, because I like to make sure that we connect the corners of the eyes, I am going to use Muddy and Abyss from the Morphe 3502 palette. I just, you know, like a really blown out lash line. So that's what we are doing right now. Perfect. So next we are going to go ahead and just take that small brush and we're just going to go ahead and add a little bit more of that color Pure on the corners of our eyes. And then I'm just going to go ahead and do my eyelashes. I personally do not use fake eyelashes. I am terrified of getting bald eyelids, so I do just go ahead and use mascara to the fullest. I am going ahead and tight lining the eye just to make sure that the upper lash line looks full. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab my Colossal Volume Express by Maybelline. And then this mascara is super dark, so I do like it because it does help plump up the lashes and it gives you so much volume and lengthening to your regular lashes. So this is a really good one to look for. I'm also going to apply some of this onto the lower lash line just to finalize the look and just tie everything together. Next, I'm just going to go ahead and take my Milani Make It Last 16-Hour Wear Setting Spray. This thing is the bomb. I love it. It smells so great and it makes my makeup stay. And we're also going to go ahead and hydrate the skin. We are going to use the Mario Badescu Rose Water. And this should be almost done. We just need to go ahead and set our brows. We are going to go ahead and use the Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Voluminizer. This stuff is so good, you guys. It helps bring out your eyebrows. If you have very sparse or tiny hairs, this does the trick. Next, I'm just going to go ahead and touch up my eyeliner. Usually during the curling of the eyelashes, we tend to lose some of the pigment of the black in the lash line. So I just wanted to make sure we could go ahead and get that in. And then we are almost done here. I just wanted to make sure I could touch back on my lower lash line. I wanted to connect the lower lash line with the upper one, just making sure everything ties in together. We don't want to have any gaps on our corners. So that is what I'm doing. I'm just taking the same colors that I used on the eyelid and then just taking a little bit more of the darker colors and concentrating those on the corners. Okay, so this completes the look. I went for a brown, sultry, smoky eye, but still wearable during the daytime, and I paired it with a nude lip. You can never go wrong with a nude lip. This is actually my favorite combo. I will go ahead and list the lip pencil, and the lip color that I use is this next one. It is the Soft Matte Lip Cream, and it is in London, and it is absolutely my favorite nude color. It's orange in the undertone. Personally, the ones that have a pink undertone kind of tend to make me washed out. So since I am tan, I like to stick to nudes that are more on the brown orangey side. So this one, I find that works best for me. I'm actually almost out. They smell like vanilla, you guys. It's so good. And yeah, pretty much this sums up the look. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and tune in next time for my next makeup tutorial. Let me know if there's anything that you guys might want to request. I'm thinking about creating my everyday makeup look. But yeah, if you guys want to try this out, let me know. Thank you.